What up, what up, what up? Oh, damn girl, stare much. Yo, what is up with these people? Like, Google has been around, I don't even know how long it's been around, but it's been around for a brick, alright? And you can literally ask Google any question, anything, even if it's something fucking weird or gross, it doesn't matter. You can ask Google anything, and you more than likely are going to get some type of fucking answer. Here's my dilemma. Is that I work at a hardware store. When the customers come in, and like for instance this evening, guy comes in, I don't know fucking dick about plumbing, alright? I know the general gist of it, but for the most part, you start talking technical, I'm fucking lost. So I always use Google. There's never a customer that comes in there with a question that I can't answer. And maybe I can't answer it off of my general knowledge, but for the most part, if you ask me a question about plumbing, I'm going to figure it out. It might take a second, but I'm going to figure it out. So long story short, this dude trying to fix his sink, and he can't get this piece to butt up with this other piece, and so I was like, well shit, the best way to do it is go on Google. Installing a sink or whatever the case is. The first video I find is the first video that I needed to find, or was the best video to find. And long story short, you take this little piece that's got a lip around the one end, you take your little lock ring and you fucking lock it up with it, compresses it together, no drip, it's completely sealed. And then you take your other lock ring, put it at the bottom of it, and then you connect your other piece. And through it's like a compression, whatever. It's hard to explain. But I don't understand. Like, I got these young dudes and maybe even older people too. I can understand the older generation because maybe they didn't get into the Google and the internet since the internet, shit, whatever. No big deal. But everybody, you literally have to be living under a goddamn rock if you don't know what Google is. Alright? And so, I literally figured it out, and within 5 minutes, showed the guy the video, and voila, done and done, happy customer, he fucking leaves, he's good. I have some people, younger in this instance, that if they don't fucking know something, they literally come to me and ask me everything. It doesn't matter what the fuck it is, they're asking me. And sometimes it irritates the shit out of me. Why? Because it's just like, dude, it is that if the customer asks you, hey, what piece goes on, or what's a coupling, a plumbing coupling, and somebody's trying to find it out, you don't know what it is, all you gotta do is go on Google and ask Google what a coupling is, and it'll show you a picture, it'll give you a description, the whole nine. But why certain people can't fucking grasp that, I just don't get. I will never understand, but I noticed that's what makes me a good worker, is that every day that I go in there, I always have the attitude that there's nothing that a customer can't come in and ask that I can't find out. And I might not know it off of knowledge that I have in my head, but eventually, the more you look up, the more you gain, the more knowledge you're going to have. I just don't understand why certain people don't get it. Like, and there's even times where instead of asking, or instead of giving you the answer when you ask a question, I say, hey, I don't know the answer to that, man. You're gonna have to go on Google. And then they like sit there like, dude, what do I do? I just don't understand it. Like, I really can't comprehend how somebody can't ask Google a question and figure out the answer. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm fucking, sound ignorant or whatever the case is. But I just don't get it. I just don't fucking get it. It's the most easiest thing to do. You know, it's like, instead of asking Ricardo, go fucking ask Google, alright? You know? It's almost like that I'm their Google, so to speak. And then when I don't know the question that they're asking, then I go on Google myself and do it. I believe, one, it has to do with laziness, because a lot of these young kids, and I'm not saying all of them, because there's a lot of them out there that fucking work their ass off. But a lot of these young kids don't give a fuck. They just don't give a shit. They don't care about the job. They don't look at it as anything. They just look at it as, oh, I'm here to make a paycheck, and this is a dead-end job, so to speak. And you know what? It is a dead-end job, because you can't make a lot of money out of it unless you're the general manager, and even then, if you want to be rich, it's not the place to go. I've just never been that type of person where I was like, yo, I want to have millions and millions and millions of dollars. Don't get me wrong, we all would like millions of dollars, but it's not that serious to me. Why? Because I don't need a crazy fancy car. I don't need a huge house that 20 people can stay in, but I'm the only one staying there. It's stupid. It's just pointless. Like I said, it just bugs the shit out of me that they don't want to use their brain. It just really bugs the shit out of me, And I got these couple dudes, or I'll say one guy. The other guy's not that bad, but this one kid, I won't name names just in case they see it. I'm not talking shit. I'm not trying to be mean. But he don't know a fucking thing. He's been there for like 5 months. And my whole thing is, it took me 2 weeks to learn the register. It took me maybe 2 months to learn the whole store. And then, as you go, you learn more. You know what I'm saying? And it's easy shit, but like I said, some people just don't get it. And I just don't understand it. I can't understand how. I just wish that there was more hungry, eager, and motivated people out there, man. And maybe we're looking in the wrong place, or we're attracting the wrong people. I don't know. But it just bugs me that certain people just don't give a fuck. They think it's a game. I don't know. It just bugs me. But on a positive note, one of my employees walking down some aisle sees a crinkled up $20 bill. He pulls me to the side. He goes, hey man, I just want to let you know that I found this $20 bill in the middle of the aisle. Here, it's yours. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do with it? And he was like, it's yours. He was like, you need it more than I do, don't you? I said, well, yeah. I said, honestly, it'd be a blessing because I'm fucking broke and I don't get paid till, I don't know. Not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday, or yeah, next Friday. I'm sorry. And he handed it to me. I'm grateful as shit for that, man. Even though it was only $20, but $20 is about a half a tank of gas, and that shit'll keep me going, And I just appreciate people like that, And you know, I believe if you bring good karma and you treat people right and you treat others with respect, that little things like that come back to you, you know. The most I've ever found in that store was $100, and I kept it until we closed, just in case the person came back and asked, "Hey, did you leave the $100? Did I drop a $100 bill here?" And he never came back. That was a blessing, because I was broke then too. You know, it's just crazy how life works, and how little things like that'll happen when you least expect it. And you get a little blessing here and there. I love that shit. It's fucking awesome. But I mean, other than that, I don't know. Everything's good. I'm on my way home from work now. I just wish that people gave a fuck a little bit more. You know, granted, like, maybe when I was their age, I mean, I still kept my job. I mean, I've been working since I was 14 and a half, and I haven't stopped. I took a couple years off to just dick around and enjoy my youth. Not that I'm like, have no youth anymore, but my younger years. And I enjoyed myself. But ever since then, I've worked my ass off, day in and day out, to earn a living, or make a living, however you want to say it. All the fucking magic spells that I just said. To earn a living. Or earn is where you put ashes. Ashes of the dead. But that's all, man. Like, I didn't make this video to complain. I mean, I guess I kind of did. But at the same time, I just feel like, you know, somebody might see this and it might motivate them to want to do better. Even though, you know, my whole thing is that instead of looking at your job as a dead-end job and you're never going to be rich off of it, yeah, you know what, you might not be. But it's what you got, and it's what you got right now. And you're there for a reason, because it's working for you, obviously. So why wouldn't you want to be the best that you can be in what you do? That I just never understood. Like, there's never, ever been a job where I was like, yeah, I mean, this is a cool job, but I don't really give a fuck, so I'm just gonna just skate on by and not put any effort into my job, and you know, to gain incentives or a raise, or, you know, even just a pat on the back saying, you know what, Ricardo, you did a fucking hell of a job. There's never been a job where I have not had that where I've had that mindset and just been like, fuck it, I don't care. Every job since I was 14 and a half, I started working at Chick-fil-A, and if I wouldn't have quit that place, I'd own a Chick-fil-A right now. And it's kind of depressing, don't get me wrong, because I'd probably be, you know, decently well off as far as money-wise, but you know what? I can't dwell on that. Nobody can dwell on that, because everything happens for a reason. And who's to say that I wouldn't be here right now making this video, talking about this shit, or I wouldn't know or come in contact with the same people that I talk to day in and day out, and you know, and I wouldn't learn what I've learned. You know, who's to say that? You know, you just don't know, because you can't weigh out all the factors, and you can't see the future. You know, or the alternate reality, or whatever you want to call it. So I always put forth 100% with my jobs, and I make sure that when I do something, I do it right. You know, granted, sometimes if I'm, you know, don't feel good or whatever, I might cut a corner or two. But for the most part, I try not to do that because, you know, I won't cut a corner and screw something up. You know, I just try to find the most efficient way to handle whatever I'm trying to handle. And I just wish that there were more people like that, because if there was, and if there was, you know, 20 of me in that hardware store, I mean, the place would run so smooth, and you wouldn't have to worry about watching people or any of that, because there's not a time where I'm just sitting there, you know, unless it's like completely dead, you know, okay, I might take a breather here and there, but for the most part, if I stand around for more than 5 minutes, I get bored, and I'm like, nope, gotta go find something, whether it's cleaning, whether it's, you know, getting into something, whatever the case is, I find something to do, you know, and that's how it should be, man. That's just how I look at it, and that's with a lot of things, you know, like a relationship. Why in the fuck? I've always been the type, every girl that I've dated, minus a couple, I've always had long relationships. Why? Because what the fuck else are you doing? Why else are you dating this person? I mean, the whole point of dating them is to figure out if you like them, if they like you, if y'all mesh together, if you can get along, and then eventually have a family if that's what y'all are into, and live out your lives, you know? Be a team. That's how I've always looked at it, you know? But then you have these, like, certain people who... Wow, that's a really weird looking... Wow, it's a fucking old school... I wish I could have showed y'all that. Old school car that had, like, a hearse in the back, but it was all for show. And it was, like, glass encased. I don't know, it was cool as shit. But either way. Yeah, like, I don't understand these people where they're like, oh, you know, I want to date, but nothing serious. Like, what do you mean, nothing serious? How do you, like, what does that even mean? Oh, yeah, we can date, but I'm not going to be faithful, you know, because it's just, I'm not that serious into it. I don't want a serious relationship. I just want to have fun. Like, what the fuck does that mean? I never understood that shit. You know, I just... Like I said, when I love hard, alright? And yeah, it's gotten me heartbroken a couple times, but that it doesn't matter. To me, you live and you learn, and you move on and take what you've learned and add it to the next thing that you're gonna experience and learn from. It's just how I've always looked at it. You know, like I said, I've never been the type to sleep around with a bunch of women. Granted, when I was heartbroken, when I was young, I didn't know no better. And yeah, I messed around with a couple girls who I didn't date. But for the most part, I'd feel guilty afterwards. And I'd feel ashamed of myself because I'm thinking to myself, like, why the fuck did I even do that, you know? And that's the problem with society now, is that all the men are being told that that's the way to go, and fuck marriage, and not that I want to get married, because that shit's just a bunch of government bullshit, but, you know, being faithful and being good to your girl or your guy, or, you know, I just don't understand why you wouldn't want to put forth all the effort to make it the best you can make it, man. But it's the other reason why I've been single for so long, is because I'm taking my damn time. Yeah, I'm 32. Yeah, I wish I was, you know, had a family and, you know, was established and whatever. But it don't matter. That shit don't matter to me, man. If I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna have kids. It'll happen. You know, I solely believe that. I'm never the type to be like, okay, well, now we're going to practice this week. Let's practice to have sex every day and try to get pregnant. No. Like, you just do it. I don't know. I believe that it has a lot to do with emotion and the intention you put out there and the love you have for that person, But I just haven't found her. Or I think I have found her. And I know I found her. I just can't have her right now. And that's cool. And I'm not sitting here waiting. I hate people say that. Well, you shouldn't sit there and wait. You shouldn't sit there and wait because that's not healthy, Well, I'm not sitting here waiting. But I'm also not actively looking for a girlfriend. If some girl comes my way and I'm interested, okay, yeah, I might pursue, but it hasn't happened. It really hasn't. And that's cool, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not tripping off that shit. But, it is what it is. That's really all it is, maybe I just got a different outlook on life, man, and everybody else, not everybody, but certain people out there just don't give a fuck, man. And I get it. I was there at one point, but I'm not there no more. And I'm glad that I'm not there no more because I just don't see a purpose, Everything I do has to have a purpose, a meaningful purpose, a positive, like end game, or some type of positivity that's going to come out of it, and I think that's why I'm so hesitant to make videos and go live and make music, like some days I'm all about making music, the next day I'm like, why am I even doing this shit, what kind of impact am I really having on society, and is it a positive impact, with both things. So if anybody ever wonders why I only go live every blue moon, it's just because like I'm very, very what's the word? I'm not gonna remember it. Damn it. God damn, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. But I'm very judgmental is the wrong word, but it's the only word I can think of. I'm very judgmental and hold myself to a higher standard when it comes to shit like that, because I don't want to do it because it's going to hurt somebody's feelings, or do it because I'm going to get some positive feedback, for myself. Like, I've always been the type to be like, yo, I'm going to do this and I'm going to help these people or help this person or whatever the case is. And I think that's what helps me stand out away from certain people in this world, but I guess that's it. Going on 25 minutes. But hope everybody had a good day. A little baby deer. And if you haven't had a good day, smile, because you're alive and you're breathing. And I know that might sound ignorant to somebody, because somebody might have it really bad, and I understand that, man. But it starts with your mind, and it ends up in your physical life. It's been hard for me to understand that, but I get it now, and I'm learning. You know what I mean? I'm learning, but wonderful day. Have a good night. Have a wonderful morning the next morning. And I hope your day is better if it hasn't been good today. And like I said, any of y'all need to talk to me or talk to someone with, no strings attached, no judgment, just an open conversation, strictly for your benefit. Hit me up. I don't mind doing that. I enjoy shit like that because even though it's just for your benefit, I still benefit from it too because it I don't know, it helps me in a way, and so don't hesitate. That's all I'm saying. Don't hesitate to reach out, with anything, even if you just want to shoot the shit. I'm down to shoot the shit. But alright guys, love you, peace.